Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda Hero, like Defender of the Fatherland, off here to Army 1 on Langres. In the south it is the one and only Redxwings, fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, the 7th Armoured Division, number 2 Company. In the north it is the other only one, Stephenn of Australia, finding here, not for the Australians, but for the German army, the Deutsches Afrika Korps. Here with the 90th Panzergrenadier Division here, we got an absolutely, most likely fantastic match here with the Master of Non-Meta versus the Master of absolutely tactical excellence. Triple Sappers versus Panzer Pioneers, Bikes and Panzergrenadiers. Things are about to get fun. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and heroic support of the Propagandacast. Keeps making all these wonderful videos possible. Big thanks, keep commenting and liking on those. Well, by the way, helps out with the YouTube algorithm, spreads the video out further, and keeps the cat from biting off my fingers. So, we're off here, of course, got their number 2 there. Our Mark II Sten guns ready there. We got plenty of battle guns here for Redxwings somewhere, denying access to the cover here. And there go, first shots fired, Sappers close against Panzer Pioneers, running to heavy cover, opening up the Connex case, already there, too much ease there, so he has to fall back here, trying to bait him into some Panzergrenadiers, he's biking these here, already the Redxwings charging in there, guns blazing, Germans though, get up enough force here, now Redxwings force trying to withdraw here, realizing he can't really withdraw safely, he just hits the hard retreat button here, and gets out. Dingo there on the way for Redxwings to counter Dingoes and other, of course, light vehicles. Typically, as the Brits versus the DAK, you really want a Dingo because of the possibility, you know, both of half-tracks and other such light vehicles in the early game, that a Dingo is going to be very crucial to dealing with. And of course, it shuts down bikes.
Panzergrenadiers have assembled.
Second Panzergrenadier squad there for Stephenn. There you go. Dingo going after the bike here. Getting some shots in there with the Bren gun. You know, of course, the Universal Carrier, or the Bren carrier, did also see service in North Africa and so on there. In fact, they even had some modified versions there with a 2-pounder gun mounted on them, creating a very light tank destroyer. Fun fact. Anyways, west side here we got Redxwings poking forward to the Sappers. Another Dingo for Redxwings. Wow, okay. And he doesn't have heavy armor, which is definitely noteworthy, because typically you only see double Dingoes with heavy armor, because that would just withdraw them fairly quickly. So, very bold strategic choice there for Redxwings, but then again, that is why we like Redxwings. He makes bold strategic choices. Of course, it also means you really should be very careful about trying to copy him. He's very much the kind of, like, you know, don't try this at home type of person when it comes to the gameplay. So yeah, let me say this out loud, kids. Don't try this at home without, you know, the supervision of an experienced adult in the art of company heroes. Otherwise, you can have a bad time.
Enemy forces have captured a victory
So far, though,
point.
Stephenn here being pressured here by Redxwings quite aggressively. The double Dingoes laying down heavy fire there. Got mines from as well, just in case, of course, that Stephenn has snuck down some mines. Thumbs up there. Those allows, of course, to cut barbed wire.
Ready for order.
Third Panzergrenadier Squad, then Light Support Company here. No half-tracks up for Stephenn. Obviously, having seen the double Dingoes, it would have been a very bad call by Stephenn to go for the half-tracks, and the double Dingoes would have very much wrecked it. There goes Sappers on the Panzergrenadier Sten guns, letting use. Got the Dingo with his Bren gun. Panzer's right plus the back, and there you go. Activating the combined arms bonus. Still, that's a lot of Brits with a lot of guns here, putting a lot of pressure on Stephenn. Back with the cutoff point is getting very brutal here. The bike is heavily damaged. His troops are being slowly worn down here as the British troops just empty their magazines at the Germans.
Supply lines are cut. Territorial
Platoon command post on the way there for Redxwings.
Support company structure is taking enemy fire.
So what will Stephenn do as his next move is, I think, a very fascinating question here in the face of Redxwings. Just straight up push there. Of course, what Redxwings will do next is, of course, also a very good one. He does have the platoon command post, but fuel-wise, Redxwings is there also good hit with the cutoff point now, denying Stephenn most of his resources except that one fuel point right next to his base. So Stephenn right now is seeing the classic Langres pin there, which is always a challenge to deal with. There you go, force back the Sappers, but even there, We see Redxwings using the Dingoes and artillery on the cutoff point. Basically, make it difficult for Stephenn to start grabbing the point unless he wishes his men to get blown to bits. That's extra cheeky play there out of Redxwings. Deviously so. Definitely going to make things tough here for Stephenn and the German army. The 90th Panzergrenadier Division, which was between North Africa and Italy, upgraded from the 90th Light Infantry Division to the 90th Panzergrenadier Division. That's mostly because of the change that happened there to nomenclature, where the motorized divisions known as Schützen became Panzergrenadiers. And the infantry divisions became Grenadier divisions. That basically happened there between the losses of North Africa and Stalingrad, and to get a morale boost in, Grenadiers, infantry became Grenadiers, and, you know, motorized infantry, the Schützen became Panzergrenadiers. Fun little fact there. You also got Canadian for Redxwings, and he goes for the ability that actually allows him to just get cheaper, well, munitions discount the units based on to throw like a free grenade. Also got Canadian here, and we got the Piat there for Redxwings. Dingoes there as the Panzergrenadiers push them back. Panzergrenadiers out the opposite deal with Redxwings counters Dingoes. Canadians charging in. But taking their damage, so got the bite directions allowing to mark targets. So only complicating matters a bit here for Redxwings Canadians. Wow, he's going pretty hard on the Canadians there. First Canadian section out, immediately followed with a second Canadian section there. We'll have to see what he can make do with that. We also got a half there now. Coming about here for Stephenn with Panzerjägers in. He definitely wants those dingoes dinged on. What we'll do with that second Canadian section is a very good question. Will also be appeared. Will it be the group mortars? We'll have to see. Dingoes racing eastwards here. And of course, Sappers in this case acting as a warning for Redxwings Dingo to get out of there. Stephenn is pushing back hard. He made greens on the west side here now. Pushing away there at Redxwings control as he's got some Canadians all advancing forwards here. Going to hunt down that 250 half-track. And Stephenn here going for the mechanized company here. Likely Arctards, maybe a Stug D as well there.
Our munitions point is being neutralized by the enemy.
In response here to matters.
Our point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Infantry!
Into the mine there. Graham Northern Point.
Victory point lost.
That'll get you back into the race. Outside, unload. They really want us dead, huh?
Like was the Canadians. Pushing over the Panzergrenadier.
Ready for more.
Almost got the bite there. Close call here for Stephenn. His mechanized company is ready. Who'll soon be able to hit his opponent with the might of something. We'll have to see what that is. Sappers closing in. Roaming about here, trying to hit back at Redxwings' sheer Canadian fueled aggression. East side here, from the field point, veteran squad leaders, giving Stephenn's infantry a bit of a boost there in terms of the numbers for the actual Panzergrenadiers, but overall just bonuses in terms of being harder to hit and getting the experience gain. So that is definitely very good stuff there. Thumbs up to Stephenn. Of course, but also probably benefit from upgrading some of his Panzergrenadiers with the MG34, the Maschinengewehr 34. Quickly in trouble. And there you go, veteran squad leaders now standing ready for Stephenn. Redxwings countering with infantry training. They're probably not, of course, as well upgrade there for Stephenn yet. Stephenn with an ambulance. Clearly not too concerned about it, what with his opponent not being American. Playing as the Americans anyways. Of course, if Redxwings is actually from the United States, it may not make too much of a difference, and just natural urge to destroy ambulances will just naturally kick in. Sorry about that. Another Canadian assault, and there we go, more Piats for Redxwings. It's also gone for, I believe that is the burnout ability.
Victory point under enemy control.
My apologies, the burnout ability. I think that's the first time I've actually seen anyone go for it. And there we go, using it to burn out the point there. Keep capturing while covering it incendiaries. not quite the same as the Scorched-Earth ability in CoH3. The pan-relate, we can like basically just complete the disable point, forcing opponents to actually have to repair it. This does seem to at least prevent him from actually capturing it until it is gone down there. Or at least I'm scrap very fast. I'm not so sure that it works exactly, except, you know, looks very flashy. Foreign guards and MG34 up there for Stephenn's men. The MG34, of course, the predecessor is the MG42. A delay down of roughly 900 rounds per minute.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Canadians, they're being ripped apart. Panzers pushing forwards. West side here, Panzer parties pushed back with the double dingoes.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Also worth noting, the MG34 would see usage until the end of the war. They'd actually produce it alongside the MG42 because still couldn't produce enough MG42s, and basically it was easy for them to just keep producing them, trying to like switch other production lines. They basically would lose too many machine guns they desperately needed. And in fact, despite the MG42 being easier and faster produced than the MG34, they'd actually have more MG34s made by the end of the war, mostly because they had a head start on them. So, fun little facts there. Vickers on night for Redxwings. As Stephenn prepares another advance. Well, he has gone for the mechanized company, though we're not really seeing much out of it yet. I mean, he's probably not under so much pressure from Redxwings, he hasn't considered it much, but, you know, Arcouch 2D would certainly be, I think, decent choices there. And of course, Stephenn has, you know, had a change of mind and wishes to go for something else. Got the Canadians advancing there. West side here, lone pads will caught with the double dingoes. In the centre, pads were being attacked. We've got little gold in there. MG34 up here. The machining gewehr from Leipzig.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the
Another little fun fact about the MG34, they'd actually developed a version that actually had a higher rate of fire, known as the MG34S, which roughly had a rate of fire comparable to that of an MG42. A little fun side note there.
Confirming enemy points at 300 and dropping.
Canadians holding up here. There we go. Stephenn is going to go here for support islands, the Stug 3D.
Ready for deployment.
Put some pressure there upon Redxwings and his infantry. There you go. Stephenn can build the Stug 3D. He has still yet to go for battle group, which is, I would say, a common feature of Stephenn's play, that he tends to be a bit more cautious there. Tends to wait things a bit more before making any commitments, though of course he can still make early picks. You see that from time to time, but he does prefer waiting things out a bit and making this. He's going to go burnout, and again striking the cutoff point once more. Again presenting a headache and a half here for Stephenn. In that sense, you see there's a really nasty ability as it can be used with great effect. It just messes up a cutoff point, which is obviously its intended usage. Very nasty ability. There you go, moving in on the point, quickly capturing it. There you go, because Stephenn falls back. Canadians popping their gammon bombs.
We do not hold any victory
But yeah, most people don't go for it because the other ability, which is just, you know, a free, you know, basically upgrade to all the grenades with the sun having an incendiary effect, is obviously ridiculously good and requires, you know, no real setup for timing or anything like that. So even if this ability is kind of low-key nuts, again, it's just requires more setup. And one thing I've noticed with a lot of players is you have like two abilities, like, you know, one is like really, really good but requires a bit of setup, and the other ability is just good but does require setup. People would typically gravitate towards the one that doesn't require as much setup or thought about it, because, you know, typically in a game like companies, you're already managing a lot of stuff, so people, you know, they want to, like, you know, not have to like juggle too many things, so they typically go for the easiest stuff to use. So also in this case, I mean, obviously I'd say the other one is actually kind of more busted and burnout, but like I said, it was like just hit a cutoff point and just, you know, leave a carpet of fire, your opponent can't easily grab it back. It's kind of really good too. Are they Stug 3D ready for Stephenn? Redxwings was set up and gone for some foot guards here, and there go withdrawing both Did he have to withdraw both Dingers? Did he lose one? Yeah, both of them are there, which is quite impressive. It's the Dingo going down. Well, either way, he saved one Dingo, maybe two. Going up with the 6-pounder gun as well, obviously the arrival of the mighty Stug 3D. Team going for Armoured 3 as well there. Thumbs up.
Territory is now in enemy hands.
There you go. Good shot on the Vickers there. Now they actually almost got this Redxwings machine gun team there. There you go. That's the two on the Panzergrenadier there under Stephenn's veteran command. East side here, got some foot guards coming up. That's Canadians and foot guards there for Redxwings. Giving quite an elite infantry force there. On the west side, Canadians, sappers coming up there as well. And we got the foot guards on the Panzergrenadiers there unsupported. Yeah, quick retreat there. Stephenn could have tried by more time, but he just suffered needless manpower losses. And there you go in the end.
Nothing to the enemy.
Stephenn goes for armored support. Ultimately, not a surprising choice. Armored support is just, you know, the classic pick for a lot of DAK players because it just like offers a lot of value and utility at no point, like whatever point in the match you're like picking it. So it's just always handy. Like you never really get punished in a sense, and it's just very flexible. Even like Laxon, I think like at some point very powerful abilities and powerful coolings. It's just nice and flexible. Handy. Soon hitting the cutter point there, forced off the cutter point there. A lot of action. We got the Stug Deeper handed on here by Redxwings and the tank and crew.
Armory upgrade underway.
Ready for orders.
Victory
Almost
point
got the
under
cutter
enemy
point.
control.
A lot of stuff happening in this match. Some hectic stuff there. And the Panzer pilots are going to fix up the Stug 3D there. Canadians rushing forwards once more.
Armory upgrade complete, Commandant.
And we got a dive bomb there, by the way, from Stephenn, not the loiter. I mean, it's probably in part because, well, right now, Redxwings has a lot of infantry, and he's not seeing a lot of armor, so going for the anti-tank loiter obviously would be a lot less useful there. But also, like a good dive bomb against Redxwings for a lot of infantry at the right place could, you know, be devastating. Meanwhile, Redxwings goes for another section of foot guards.
Fire on enemy troopers.
Focus stuff there. Certainly a bit of a headache and a half here for Stephenn.
Machining gewehr has opened up.
Got the biggest leg loose there. Got 309, 235. I mean, Stephenn does have a good victory point leader. Redxwings casualty wise, he's also quite well in the lead here. But Redxwings is definitely maintaining some excellent pressure versus Stephenn. Foot guard number section number 2 there, ready. Trying to take out, I think, the bike here with the Piat, the projector infantry and a tank. Missed. East side here, south, we've got the Panzergrenadiers. And we got another push up the right flank here, grenades being chucked. And a good question right now is, what does Stephenn intend to do next? Does he take up those more Stug Ds? Or does he have some other, like, tactical scheme there sorted out here versus Redxwings? We'll have to see. Panzer rushing forward to the foot guard for Thompson's. But the Stug Ds providing excellent support here for Stephenn's push. And there you go, dive bomb in. Redxwings there, maybe a bit too late here. And the Vickers crew gets obliterated alongside the trees. And the squirrels hiding in them. Dark day for squirreldom.
We are done here, Commandant. What do you need?
Stug D need repairs. Got the Canadians charging at the Panzergrenadiers here. And we got the good old gammon bomb there. Back here, Stug D being fixed up. Grenades chucked. Panzers routed by getting smashed over the Piat and somehow
The
surviving.
enemy has taken a victory point.
And the West Panzers, they're routed by the Canadians as they launch another vicious attack. We almost got the Canadians there. Close call for Stephenn.
Commandant, we have command points available
Close
to
chance
us.
there. As for Redxwings, I think he might be setting up for the Crocodile now, or maybe he's planning the demolition.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Devils, good
Launch a
lord.
counterattack
I
at
know what's
once.
going on here.
Down! Machine give us
Oh,
silence.
got the victors again.
To the race.
But Redxwings got his foot guards ready to reclaim this one in the name of the king. Quickly, chaps, before this weapon becomes soiled by German hands. The king's honor would be solid. Jeremy, it's just a machine gun. Don't speak to me like that, Nigel. Viking target to the south-east side. Here's Stug pushing in. Foot guards to the counter-attacking second martyr. Stephenn is clearly very worried about, something picking on with our Redxwings. He's probably concerned about the Crocodile. But he ends up losing the Stug D and more crucially, leaving himself more vulnerable to the current main threat of Redxwings, which is the infantry. Got Canadian strength on the flanks as well here.
Point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Nasty push here, courtesy of Redxwings against Stephenn. Mounting push back. And there go burnout again.
Survival packages for Panzer crews have arrived. Smoke canisters have been retrofitted.
Nasty ability.
Territory isolated. Our resources are stranded.
That'll get you back into the race.
There we go. Martyr's fixed up more or less. What will Stephenn be planning next?
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Yeah, Redxwings back there to being great map for versus Stephenn. I mean, he's still bled out quite a bit, but the way the map is currently looking, you would
Victory
figure
point
that,
under
would you?
enemy control. Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
There you go, counter swing westwards here. It's kind of crazy there. How big the gap is really.
Challenge up here.
I think it's more like be the Eastern Front than that kind of thing there. Jürgen, did that Englishman just yell "Hurrah"? I sure hope he didn't. I think he might be Canadian. Is there any difference? I don't know. Are they in trouble though?
Confirmed. We have 5 command points
Got the foot
available.
guard onto the Panzers, the East level hardened veterans. Iron Cross, second class. Almost out the foot guard section entirely. Redxwings slowly inching towards that Crocodile. Got the Canadian straight in the cut-off point there.
Gentlemen, welcome to the front.
Bit of rebuild again there for Stephenn once more in the face of Redxwings infantry assaults.
Rollout of engine improvements is underway.
And Vickers once being
We're
hauled
losing
back.
class for the victory
But
point.
Stephenn, of course, is far from done. Makes another fresh push. Martyr's moving up. Will Redxwings ever get to the Crocodile? I do not know.
The victory point is being taken from us.
But there you go, rushing down the 6-pounder gun here. Canadians also in a lot of trouble here. Sabbath's closing in, trying to keep some of the Germans to poke down the Canadians. Can he get them? No, doesn't get
Victory
them.
point lost.
Good fortune there for Redxwings, less so for Stephenn.
Engine improvements and territory capture for vehicles now enabled.
And got the breakthrough ability, just use his Martyrs to capture points. Such, I mean, that's one way to make use of the fact that right now they're always just collecting dust because Redxwings has yet to commit anything significant except for the 2 dingoes. So for Steve just to go over this, I feel like it's just like him trying to just recover something out of this. You also may want to salvage this Stug unless he tends to recover it. Which, I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea, but otherwise, if he's not intending to recover it, yeah, he should salvage it.
We can't give in. Ready to go again.
94's on 92.
The enemy is moving through here.
Working caught with the 2 Panthers. May want to spread out a bit so they become east side for artillery, anything funny like that. In the centre, fresh push by Redxwings and the British Empire, the Commonwealth.
That was close.
A victory point is being taken from us.
Got the Canadians in the move.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Another burnout.
We're losing grasp of a victory point.
Very nasty ability there.
Territory sectors are isolated. We
again,
must reconnect with
Not
them.
quite the same as just, you know, getting an incendiary effect like all your grenades and such, which is finding that's in comparison. Oh well. Always giving Stephen a bit of headache. We got the Panzer Company on my finally. Thumbs up. Once more, Stephen finding his economy. They're severed viciously by the Tommies.
The enemy have claimed our sector.
Trying to get back his cutoff point there, but Redxwings is working hard to keep that out of his hands. Marder being sent in westwards here to grab points. Again, I can't help but escape the feeling that Stephen might just slightly regret that Marder purchase there.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
There you go, Foot Guards here on the western mix, but Panzers nearby, got 28 versus 177.
Enemy forces have
Panzer
captured
Company
the victory
ready.
point.
Could go for Pen to 3. Of course, Stephen may want to take up and then go for the Transformers of Assault Grenade using the Armoured Reserve's ability. We'll have to see what Stephen ends up with here. We could also just end up calling a Flam Panzer 3 either way. Just ignore the attack. But so far, Stephen is just flooding the resources. I mean, he could also go for the Stukas of First, admittedly. It could be effective as all the way, you know, threatening to about his troops. But all Stukas of First at the right time could be devastating for Redxwings.
Commandant, the enemy
There we go.
holds all victory points.
Redxwings finally has got the Crocodile. The potential Crocodile. Mars being sent in again here. This time they might actually find some usage as Redxwings finally has a tank for them to shoot at. What a miracle.
Our territory is in enemy hands.
There go Crocodile rolling ahead steadily and gloriously for the British Empire. Oh, good by keeping that bag alive. And there you go, Panther on the way of Stephenn of Australia. Crocodile towards Marder getting off another shot there with its Pack 36R. And another burnout on Redxwings, of course.
Half of a capture point.
Burnout King Redxwings. Anti-tank. The mine goes off for both big states to take them through here. Canadians can push the very limits. Bike rushing in there for reasons that I'm not entirely sure of. Might have been misclick, might have been the pathing just getting a bit too creative. And the 3 done. In the west side, you should have forgotten about the Ace Panzer Squad trying to stick up behind Redxwings to do some damage. If you can set it up, obviously. Good guards on the cutoff, preventing here Steam from getting it back one spot. And we got the Panther going for deep flanking on the east side. Thumbs up. Panzer still forgotten on the west, on the east. On wait here, like sleeper agents, waiting for the right phrase to trigger them. I know, Jürgen, what I could really do with right now? What? A banana muffin. Banana muffin. Banana muffin. Launching Operation Deep Strike. What are you doing, Jürgen? Foot guards there putting up the pressure. Stephen's got a really nasty spot he's stuck in here, courtesy of Redxwings' nasty setup there. All the foot guards, the Canadians, and the Crocodile.
Our forces are down to 200 points.
Got the Canadians, the foot guards reinforced back the Panther squad there. Crocodile immediately obliterating Fritz. And we got the Panther on the east side here.
Being taken from us.
Martyrs also move Canadians, moving up the ace level, hardened Canadian veterans. With all the veteran 3 bonus and stuff they can get.
Proximity alarm near our strategic point.
Panzer 3 racing in here. Doesn't munitions either for like a dive bomb here. That could actually be quite good in breaking up like in a Redxwing center hold here. Panzer 3 all take heavy damage.
Territory isolated.
Definitely not meant for taking on a Churchill tank of any kind. Martyrs moving in. Baker's doing with the counter top. 600 gun providing excellent support here. Sappers though, maybe being pushed a bit too far. We've got a grenade off and the Panzer's forced them to withdraw here. Sappers though getting shot at and somehow they're just not going down. Or maybe they do. They did small win here for Stephenn. Baker's in a bit of trouble. Casualty wise, like it's still a massive win there for Stephenn, at least that's what it looks like on paper, but in reality, it's just not translating into like actual map control. Again, Redxwings have somehow managed to just concoct a very Soviet strategy here. Got the Canadians rushing in the ace level, hardened veterans.
Marder tank destroyer knocked out.
Marder down, that's a big win there for Redxwings. Moves one of the major threats is to his Crocodile there, the other one is the other Marder. Big booms, big explosions, and another burnout there, courtesy of Redxwings.
Commandant, you have available command points.
Location captured.
156, 179, fat Redxwings has overtaken Stephenn in terms of victory points. Though, it's going to take a lot more before it takes them in terms of casualties.
Let's see what you're made. You got something for us?
Salvaging the Marder, thumbs up to good old Stephenn. Grabbing the point here, we're having the Panther 3 repaired.
Eager to get moving.
Canadians versus the Panzerkampfjagd. Fight joining in the fun there. 142, 177. Team's got the cutoff point back again. Biggest team here now facing the wrath of Deutschland as Redxwing steps up by fixing the Crocodile moving in. Panzer's the Marder here. Panzer's getting morgued here though, incinerated, roasted alive here by Churchill's Dragon.
We have command points awaiting assignment.
Bloody Germans!
Panzer's punch moving in, Panther 3 moving in as well here. Stephenn trying to maintain some kind of momentum, trying to gain some initiative here versus Redxwings. Guards, Canadians moving in. Marder there in a bit of trouble. Grenades off here, and then Panzer, foot guards from the Panzer Pioneers. But it's just not enough here. Just not enough, it appears. More casualty inflicted there upon the Redxwings. German bomb force withdrawal here. What will Stephenn go for next? More Panther 3s. Another Marder. Stuckers the first. Don't believe he's research on reserves here still. Nope. You can't say just call in a pair of Stugs here or the Panther 4. Or somehow to get a TIE tank. He also hasn't really done much with his remaining battle abilities though. That's basically the flamethrower tank and then either, the battlefield salvage ability or the command Panther 4. And admittedly, they probably just don't really matter for Stephenn at this point of the match. Just don't matter.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
These rounds will fire themselves.
117 was 164.
It's done. Complete.
Enemy forces have captured the victory point.
We can't give in.
Got Panzer's going in there. And in a bit of trouble here, west side. Fighting some good progress here. But Redxwings once more just relying on sheer volume. This pushes against Stephenn once more aggressively and ruthlessly.
Territory sector out of contact.
And he's once more going for that triple cap here against his
We're
opponent.
losing grasp of a victory point.
And there goes Stephenn. Is going for armored reserves here. Will he be trying for the Tiger tank?
The
Or
enemy
is
has
there
taken
something
a
else
victory
here?
point.
Stephenn is seeing that we aren't. We'll have to, of course, watch ourselves. Ooh, gun bomb here. Good guard surrounding here. Stephenn's unfortunate. Panzer is martyred down. Massive blow this is. That was basically his only like real other option of dealing with that. Crocodile and once more burnout here. His Panzer about to go white. Oh, got him. Himmel, that's one white. Are we going to see another white? Oh, no. I think that could be GG here for Stephenn, though.
A Panzergrenadier squad has
Got
been
two
cut down.
wipes. Plus the Panzer III. There we go, GG. F-gun game. F-gun game, people.
We must retreat.
Obviously not just him misspelling fun. It's obviously F-gun game. But anyways, vicious match here, and of course with a casualty rate that looked, you know, something like more out of the Soviet Union. So yeah, completely normal phenomenon, people. Completely normal phenomenon that the British would be able to maintain an attritional rate, something more of the Eastern Front. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this match. You learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that jazz. I'm off for now and see you all tomorrow for another Sunday episode. Bye, everyone.